This thing is wild. It costs how much? Yo, I'm weak. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is up? I am your host, Brandon Cole. Yo, welcome back to the channel, man. I really appreciate you guys. Listen, this is the Viltrox 56mm 1.7 lens for Sony. Now, this lens has been out for a minute for other manufacturers. Like they have a Fuji and I think there's another one, something out there. But this is the first one that they are just now releasing for Sony E-mount. This is definitely another competitor when it comes to portrait lenses for APS-C users, like my Sony ZV-E10 or A6000. Now, what makes this lens so unique is the budget. It's crazy. This is the lowest budget autofocus lens ever made, I think. Coming in at like $180. This is wild. I definitely want to thank Viltrox first of all for sending this lens out to me, for me to review this lens. Now remember, this review is totally independent review, okay? It's just my opinion on it. So I'm gonna get into it now. I haven't been able to use this in a photo shoot yet to show you guys some behind the scenes samples, but we do have Brandy out there that we want to test this on. Now, this is for Sony E-mount. Now, the reason it puts itself in talks of other amazing portrait lenses is because one lens that I had a long time ago, the Sigma 56mm 1.4, was probably the best portrait lens that you could use for APS-C cameras. It was basically a 84mm, 85mm equivalent at f2.5 basically. It has now this one has a bright maximum aperture of 1.7, which suits working in low light conditions very easy, and it's also has great control over depth of field. It weighs in only at about 5.99 ounces, which is around 170 grams, 180 grams. It has a very nice lightweight design, making it ideal for travel and everyday use. This lens also adopts STM, which is your step-in motors, which provides a very quiet autofocus experience and tends not to basically affect the photo, which is a lot of times, you know, when you have that motor going and you can really hear it, not only for video, but kind of throws your pictures off a little bit as well. Let's go ahead and do a quick unboxing of this lens. This thing is always hard to get off. They really package this thing really well, man. This thing is pretty tiny, man. Over a few specifics about this lens. It has no weather sealing. All right, so no weather sealing on the back. It does have a 9 aperture blade diaphragm that really contributes to the really good pleasing bokeh that you get with this. It does have a integrated USB-C port. All right, this is how you basically update this lens, just in case there's any kind of firmware updates or anything that comes out with this. Let me see here. Supports autofocus. It has a 52mm filter thread. Okay, precision hardened aluminum, I think that's what they call it. Very quiet motors, fast and very accurate. The focus ring is like a plastic, but is tight. It's not too loose, so you don't really have to worry about that. So I like the throw on it. Unlike a lot of Viltrox lenses, most of their lenses is like metal. All right, this has more plastic coverings and features on it than the other lenses, but again, this is a smaller lens, but this is like a hardened plastic. It's very comfortable. It feels really good in the hands, and for it to be so small, man, travel, compact, light, you're gonna be able to do a lot with this. If you like packing light, if you don't like taking like a lot of things with you, and you shoot APS-C, even if you shoot full frame, this is a very small, lightweight lens. For a long time I used APS-C. One of the main lenses that stood out to me, again, as I said earlier, was the Sigma 56mm 1.4. But that lens is around $399 right now versus this lens, which is around $180 for the Viltrox. Now also remember, Viltrox has a 56mm 1.4, but I think that costs around $279. I don't know if they have it for Sony email. I might put it in here. Now I did do 2 videos with that lens, one which I compared side by side to like an 85mm, and the other one I did a photo shoot solely with the 56mm 1.4 Sigma. If you're interested in seeing those, then I'll put those in the comment section or up here. So basically, what I say that to say, I know what the 56mm focal length can do and how it performs. We're going to take this outside and let's actually test it out and see what kind of images we get out of this and do a quick few tests.
What's up, everybody? So we are out here. I'm basically out in my front yard, and I wanted to do some tests with the new 56mm 1.7 Sony E-mount from Viltrox. All right, so basically what I want to do is I just want to check a few things. I want to check the sun flare. Does it flare a little bit? I want to check the focusing. I also want to check the shallow depth of field, see what kind of bokeh and what kind of depth of field we get with this 1.7. All right, so let's go ahead and take a few shots. I am using my Sony ZV-E10 with the lens, and I also am going to get you some behind the scenes with the Atomos Ninja, so you can see exactly what I'm doing on mine. So I have Brandy over here. She's set up kind of like under the tree, but you can see her face is right in the light because I wanted to get a little bit of light on her. This is as diffused as I can get it, okay? So I'm gonna take some shots. I'm gonna probably stop down my shutter speed a little bit, but I'm gonna keep it wide open at 1.7, just so we can see what we can get, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. Now I am recording on my Atomos Ninja as well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. First thing I wanna do is I wanna check the focus, and I wanna see how it focuses. Is there any type of hunting, breathing, things like that, all right? So I'm gonna focus on her. As you can see, the eye autofocus works perfectly. I'm gonna go off of her. Focus. Oh, it's snappy. Bam, 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 bam. See, no issues there. It picks the eye right up, looking at the car, coming back. Look at that depth of field right there though, man. Look at that. I'm gonna take a picture of that real quick. Let's see here, hold on 1 second. Get the rest of the stuff off of here. All right, so I'm gonna get a shot right here. I'm gonna get a little bit closer, get some framing. All right, good. I'm gonna get a little bit further back. All right, and basically I'm just checking this depth of field right now, and it looks really bokeh-licious, man. It looks absolutely incredible. Let me look at this over here. So I'm going to look in the sun, look it up here real quick, see how this is. It looks, and it actually looks really controlled, like in the sun. I'm recording it on my Atomos, so you'll be able to see it, but it looks actually really controlled in the sun also. So again, bouncing in and out of the model. There, snappy. Very snappy. So any issues about it hunting, breathing, or not being compatible with Sony cameras, like, that's a thing of the past, man. I mean, the way these lenses are made today, they are so snappy, man. This is what made Sony so great after all these years. All these third-party companies making these lenses and giving Sony shooters alternatives to the more expensive G Master line of lenses that we already have. You get something like this, man. You can take images with this thing. It's $180 and be good to go. It's crazy. All right, so let's see here what we're gonna do now. And look at the color. I'm gonna point up at the sky real quick. Look at that sky. Let me go over here. Look at this. Look at the size of that. Look at the side. Let me take a picture of this. Boom, look at that. So that's it. I'm gonna go back and put these in the computer. See you in just a second.
Okay, so now that we are back, man, listen, check out some of these images real quick. Listen, look at these. Image quality, middle of the image, excellent, man. Excellent sharpness. The quality is just so good. Edge to edge. Image in the corners, still virtually sharp. I didn't really see too much there. Distortion and vignetting is very controlled. Focus distance, I think you can focus down to about 55 centimeters, so you get really close. Sharpness also. Stop down to get punchier bokeh, but it was very smooth, man. The autofocus, background, everything. All in all, this lens is not perfect, but it is probably the value king. And honestly, it's kind of a no-brainer, man, if you're looking into getting a portrait lens for your APS-C cameras. Now, after using it, testing it, I have no problem putting my stamp of approval on this lens, man. I highly recommend it just because, first of all, it is crazy affordable and it does exactly what it's supposed to do. So if you're looking for a good, affordable portrait lens, especially for your APS-C cameras, I would highly recommend this lens, man. It was absolutely phenomenal, man. And I can tell you that for $180, yo, it's basically a no-brainer. All right, so I hope this review helped you guys a little bit, man. I'm gonna try to get this in a photo shoot with also with the 75mm 1.2 Viltrox basically best two portrait lenses for APS-C cameras, man, and I can't wait to do that review. All right, until next time, this is your boy Brandon, aka the Kevin Hart of Photography, and I will see you in the next video. I holla. Peace.